to have the show, so I believe we will stick to that. Sometimes I may interject once in a while where necessary.
Make it interactive.
Shall we have Honorable Joel as well?
No, it's his show. We are his bodyguards.
Definitely. Honorable Secretary,
See, when they took him to it, we had to fill the gap.
So the gap is there. Thank you. So we will be going live, my friends of the media. You've chosen blue, not red, right? You can use the red one. The red one is perfect.
I'm okay with any.
I am sure.
Okay.
I am sure that.
All right. So members, we are going live now. Yes. Radio Boys, Palamenti Kuganye Radio Kanametiye, studio dake hatia mukadu beach, ni chawa rio, bidi chiyumpiho, ni pia rio we vision, manu wedu ma beach mu haruna rio kwa pia we beach studio kan, kita na hiwa na wedu bukere, ni bidi kachike party president, manu me National Unity Platform. Ya hiyo meko buni endo pia studio kan, manu wedu kwa nyokan memi ya nyute boru, eka ente ule chakuko, ikomu mokele, itumu manu Uganda TV. A very good evening to you listening to Voice of Lang FM 88.0 and 100.4 Voice of Lang FM. As we've been telling you in the very beginning of the day, we've been telling you we'll be having the party president of the National Unity Platform in the studio. I'm very happy and glad to inform you that he's right here in the studio with me live. And I'll take this time to allow him to introduce himself, and we will dive straight into what brings him to Northern Uganda and other plans within the party as National Unity Platform this very big time. Mr. President, you're much welcome to the studios of Voice of Lang.
Thank you very much, my brother Otim, and to the people of Lango, to the people of Northern Uganda, to the people of Lira, my city, my town. I will say Itia Ununingo to everybody. I'm very, very glad to be here live on the Voice of Lango. It has been a long time, and I feel like I'm home again. With me, I'm with my brother, the Right Honorable Joel Seneni, leader of the opposition, and on my right here is our Secretary General, Comrade David Lewis Wongoya, who has today been named Otim, like yourself. So I'm very glad to be here and to be able to share thoughts with the people of Lango, and by large, the people of Northern Uganda. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome in the studio, and thank you. My name is Otim, the Secretary General. We are happy to have you as well beside the President. Now, Mr. President, you can let us know the National Unity Platform mobilization drive that brings you to Northern Uganda.
Thank you very much. Yes, it's a mobilization drive, but we're focusing mainly on resilience. Now, you'll wonder why resilience? What are we pushing back against? With your permission, Brother Otim, I want to take us back a little bit. You see, when you're approaching a problem or when you're trying to find a solution, it's important to know the genesis of the problem, going back to history and how we got here, how we got so confused as a country, how we ended up so divided and so oppressed. You realize that we, the oppressed people, whether they're in Lango, in Acholi, in Busoga, in Buganda, in Teso, West Nile, or wherever, you'll find that we've been conditioned to fight among ourselves and ignore our oppressor. We are all victims of circumstances that are created against us. I was sharing with the brothers and sisters in Gulu earlier today, and I told them that we are victims of oppression, victims of violence, and also victims of lies. These are two generations that have been deceived. The generation of our parents, our fathers and mothers, and we, the generation that came after. Now we are the fathers, we are mothers, and some of us have already started being grandparents. I really try as much as possible not to talk about the problem or the personification of the problem, which is General Museveni and his dictatorial government. However, because we must face it head on. I painstakingly mention it, that this is a person that has confused the country since the days of Idi Amin. We've talked about the root cause of the problem, the abductions, and facts keep coming up pointing to the same person. But now that I'm in Lango, I want us to go back a little bit and look in the 1980s. I mentioned to the people of Gulu, which I want to also substantiate here on radio, that the General Kainda Otafire in 2004, when they were burying Adonia Tiberondwa, an ardent UPC supporter, Otafire mentioned that actually Museveni and his people in the 80s, when they are fighting the government of Dr. Milton Obote, they would dress in UPC uniform, go to villages in Buganda and massacre people in order to create hate for the UPC government, which succeeded. Not only hate for the government, but also for the ethnicity. These are things that divided us, because this was a game of General Museveni, and it succeeded. And indeed, after 1986, I was speaking a few years ago, maybe 2-3, to an elder in northern Uganda, who indeed gave me information that after Museveni took power and he worked with Kaira, who he later, his government murdered, the Baganda soldiers who were Kaira soldiers were deployed in northern Uganda to cause havoc. Now that was deliberate, because eventually this is the hate and anger that many of us inherited. But there was somebody that planned it. Well, long story short, here we are in a nation that has been affected so much. The people of northern Uganda have seen a brilliant genocide, and I want to encourage all the people of northern Uganda to go watch that documentary where people like Norbert Mao and others spoke the truth. Unfortunately, later on it was put on our generation. Now we are here, hateful of each other, distrustful of each other, and yet our oppressor is Museveni, who has gotten us here. So I want the people of Uganda to know they are not each other's enemy, but the enemy is one who has kept us in this situation, a person that has destroyed our identities from the north to the south, from the west to the east. Therefore, it's important to come together, face our problems, and discuss solutions moving forward. Having said that, we are on this mobilization drive to empower the people of Uganda and show them that they have the power to turn all this narrative around, to re-identify ourselves as a generation, to march forward, to overcome the oppression, to overcome the corruption, to overcome the backwardness, and indeed to forge a path for a new Uganda. And that is the message that we keep moving forward. And in the coming minutes, I'll share our aspirations and our dream and paint a picture for a new Uganda that the National Unity Platform hopes to usher in. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. With radio, I take on the year plan, maybe that year, the Tumala, Uganda TV with radio, Chalo, love Uganda TV, and Okunimano, Yama Pola, the team ratio, Mamio, Kadum, one Kodio Berico, Pola, Tumala, Uganda Canada, and Mio, Jamabeda Gore, Dio, one Falconi, and Locha Metieni, or Dio, Tumala, Uganda, maybe to Peho, in Chachan. I mean, Monomi, one do ya on my like out and way, and a company of me, Jometuma, Uganda, very jame, Oberuchala, who give it to your time, to be made your mobile copy, go up, pick a large government with your doing, and a couple of Nimano, Natamio, petty, which will team every Natame, pay me only low comment, Erpicking a pepegare, Cape how to take coming, he came a reckoning, no, I may take a lopahicomino, but with him more gam, Mepa have no tea, coming out of Kilpec, which will be present. You will Museveni meti kame chawani and kodi obedo ngatame but me pick we better don't to tell them ya poro kan ko ni mat na chel e mi abong wa se piera boru ye e dan no ni jeno o tafire o bino worki de meyi ko ngata mo ni adona tibahura me da obedo ate ha me UPC no adi to tell ero kuna ente ko ni mano giro bino ro ba jo me UPC e ka de donyo ni kana UPC ti ye e ka de ti gi me we holo to jongi ni gino be UPC ero no giro bino be gamba lodge Gam gina dan loy dante ko ni ma ngi subiru tiye ya kire jaba pola pol amena ber mi ya pol ye kam te ko ni jome tu mala me Uganda oneni wangi kita mende kala yo bera tiye kere en ko ni tiye mena medungu yogo ti kala chele documentary ame dano bara nobat maugi binu lohi ame koba ateteli menga moti mere kum chan kene halani amoti mere kum nyali me tumala me Uganda eno ko ni manono chawani umiyo giro binu tumala me Uganda binu gidi pia to pekitia pol mwaki ke mwake mokara ngeti binu bwalo jo me mwana chawani otike mwa hayot ame pekitie chiantie chama chana tia duong adage tia me umiyo ro pia dagere ilo wakan me ko ni gin tiet kofe no no miyo gin chal party me national unity platform binu me katukan chikira gam ikom peki amedo tiano chano ni malbale. Back to you, Mr. President.
Yes,
we'll be talking matters of the plans that the party as National Unity Platform has in the next election.
The plans that we have, not just in the next election, because we are not only looking at an election.
All right.
We are young people who have a plan for Uganda that precedes even our own lives. We want to start afresh and build a new Uganda. We've always said it, that we are in the struggle to put down the Museveni regime, but that's not the end as in itself. As a matter of fact, when we defeat this dictatorship, that will only be the beginning. We have been taught by our forefathers, who we were taught to hate in the first place, that our fight here is against poverty, ignorance, and disease. And indeed, that was Dr. Kote's mission, which we clearly see. Unfortunately, under Museveni, the problem of Uganda has been reduced to one thing: corruption. You see, as a human being, you can have 99 problems until you have a health problem, and then you have one problem. We had so many problems until we have the Museveni kind of corruption, and then we have one corruption, moral corruption, and everything corruption. As a matter of fact, I'll say it here when I'm on Lango FM, a voice of Lango,
Yes.
that we are conditioned to hate past leaders. Even when we are moving on the roads that they constructed, we are taught to hate Amin. Even when we know how Pan-African he was. Of course, he had his mistakes, and I'm not justifying his mistakes. We were taught to hate the past regimes. We were taught to hate President Obote. For example, back in Uganda, that is the narrative that Museveni used. Like I just mentioned, he and his rebels would dress in UPC uniform and go kill our people to teach us to hate that. Even when we know that the hospitals and the roads and the schools that we went to were constructed by those leaders, Obote never drove people off their land. He never exhumed our elders to grab the land and all that. But that is what's happening today. Anyway, we want to point our... We are trying to end this regime so that we build a new Uganda where everybody will be free before and under the law, where you come to a radio station and speak your truth and you don't expect to be taken away in a drone like it's happening today, where you know that the law is going to be, justice is going to be accessible for everybody. We want to fight against this poverty, the ignorance and disease. Poverty, we are not reinventing the wheel. It has been there. We had the cooperatives that were established in the past governments, which were destroyed steadily and consistently by the Museveni regime. To see that now our cash crops have been destroyed. Coffee, cotton, tobacco, name it. And those that have persisted have been grabbed and taken, owned by family. The most recent victim crop is coffee, but this happened to cotton, it happened to tobacco, it happened to sugarcane in Busoga. So we want to fight back against that poverty by making sure people own back their income generating activities. Of course, we want to fight against ignorance, we want to improve education. Today, our education is terrible, as you can see. Our healthcare, needless to talk about it, Justice Muliagonja was in charge, a former Inspector General of government, crying foul. Here in Uganda, it has been told to us, and everybody has seen it, that everybody, no matter how rich or successful you are only one hospital bill away from brokenness. So we want to fix that. We want to fight corruption because corruption is the cancer that has killed our country. This corruption is perpetuated and protected by Museveni himself, because most of the corrupt people are always traced to his doorstep. And he has come out in his own words to support that corruption. The corruption in parliament, the corruption in every institution of government. I'm sure you know as a journalist by now that according to the IGG's report, we lose 10 trillion. 10 trillion is stolen by Museveni people every year. And I'm strongly convinced that that is an understatement, because this is the official government statistics. It must be more. That we want to stop it. We want to fix the infrastructure. Ensure that roads work and they're worked on. We are still moving on the roads constructed and established by all the governments. We want to fix our road network because that money is there. If that money is not stolen, that money can fix our roads, that money can fix our hospitals, that money can fix our schools. We want to make every Uganda equal to the other to stop the exclusion in the economy, but also in other services. For example, in the military, there's so much tribalism and inequality in the military when it's a national unity platform in leadership of this country. A person recruited in Gulu or Oyam or Atiak or Kasese or Gomba or Chirukura will be judged the same and promoted the same. Promotion in the military or in police is not going to depend on the language you speak or the shape of your nose or your last name. It is going to be purely on merit. So we want to fix that. One other big problem that we want to deal with is land grabbing. This is at epidemic levels, not only in northern Uganda, but everywhere. You've had this problem in Uganda, in Busoga, but now that we are in northern Uganda, you've seen it. From the upper land grabs to this disrespectful allocation of your land to the Balalo, who you cried about for a very long time, until just recently when the minister gave them 2 weeks to vacate. But mockingly, Museveni's son Muhoozi came out and tweeted, interestingly in Unyankole, and he said, yes, although you were given 2 weeks, and indeed his father, General Museveni, ordered them to leave, but Muhoozi told them, you cannot leave until I come there. So that and many other injustices will have to end as soon as we get into power. One thing I don't want to forget is that as soon as we are shown power, we are going to repeal all those bad laws from the UPDF Act and all these other senseless laws that are oppressive. We are going to repeal them and ensure that Ugandans live in dignity and in freedom like it should be in a democracy.
Thank you. Someone would ask, you've said there is a lot of tribalism in the military and inequality.
Yes.
In terms of
yes.
Definitely the tribe, the district where you come from.
Yes.
During the recruitment process, they pass every district and recruit members. Like recently in the Uganda police, they passed everywhere in the country, canvassing the country, doing the interviews and taking the people. What makes you say there is tribalism?
Yes, because I see the reality. Do you know the generals we have? Okay, you see them. Are they representative of the nation? Certainly not. They're not a national character. But leave the military alone. Go to all ministries. Go to Uganda Revenue Authority and listen to the language they speak there. Go to the airport of Uganda. Listen to the language that they speak there. Look at all the military high command, all the high-ranking police officers. Go and look at the RPCs and DPCs all over Uganda. Even here in Lira, I will not need to inform you. I mean, look at the CDF, the head of the military. Look at the head of police and those that come. Look at the Commissioner General of prisons. They all come from the same the same region.
Thank you.
I mean, needless to say, the same family. So I think I don't need to substantiate my point. It is self-explanatory. This is a tribal government. This is a family rule, and it must stop because all Ugandans need to be represented in the leadership of the country.
Thank you so much. With radio party president studio, Robert Chagulanyi Sentamu, ameng'eye kidi nyingme Bobi Wine. Mewe studio kan, anapenye, iko mangwagi bino tiyo chalo party national unity platform, iko peki Ameriko ni duong tu marme Uganda ni, na chelo ngam ni mano kaya ne bino danyi loch, chalo party national unity platform, gino bino chako ni tit, gero lo Uganda nyen, ame gino bino timo, eka meweke, gin kado donyo kota gero Uganda nyen, obiro chak kwa geya nyen pi jodusu metilo Uganda lwenyi kom chan lwenyi kom loya chonye lwenyi kom peho metuo na mati dio jowa pe ku kera ko ni dum tie dite yili lo alo abro peho me chano chana ameno ko ni en e bino lwenyi ya tek total ke party me ke teach gidusu national unity platform ena ko ni mano peho kera metie dum tini chawani locha metie geme de metie ponyo wa me wan dago tera wa chon ya pore mi dag president amin e kun ka beda mana bino tiyo jama bache pilo wani bino dago bore kun ka beda mana boro tiyo jama bache pilo wani en ko ni mano biro gina metie na hayo ndio lo botime no kana president John bino tiyo ni chawani bino ni wano dago en ko ni donyo gi loch chalo bino gero Uganda nyen e bino mi beda gonya kana ngara cheche beda gonya kayi to chiko tero de pidi ngola tira beda tie pijo dushu wewe peho metuo chan e beda peti en ko ni petu kana motime lo Uganda tieni ugamo to era joko na hakali pur en ko ni manu chiem ari jo pur kan ya pore le bala muan a choki ko pero bela lieto twal mano mano ko ni taba ya kina meno kene pama mano ri jo pur kan kana mando ko anya du pe ena mi ko mere dum pe ko kana ko ni tielo bi gana jamu pe ki me punyere pe ki me yot kom ko ni pe ho me yot kom tie dum to twala me kany bela nyalo ni gana chawani kayin ko bela let tu ye ka chiel e ka chiel ni ame tie tu du ida hatal anu yini wo cheli wo tiu kere menu mo kanyo ko piento welda hatal ti malu amedang no kanyo jo bi pera mo ngano ko ni chan ti dongi dogolo mi apol ikom report ame kweda ame oti auditor general ko ni manu imwa halo bi gana ro chiele ame ro trillion apart men ko ni dan tu boda ta mi pe ko ba ber ka ke no duong karu kan ko ento piendong no auditor general o kwero manu pien giro tiu kere game no rom ko bana ono tamer ko benda pe ha duong titwa e loch lobo manu game te pore wak e choy joy moy er ko ni ara po hatia duong totwal o choy jalo be kere rock e ti lacha kino biniye pe choy jalo be ke kita women nen kere alo be ke kita boy nen kere yo this week ai ya to binu yo men moy be pi jo to show er ko na hani ko pe mayo lobo tie duong totwal men mi apor ko ni lobo me apa na ha ko pe tie me pe utum ilao kana wor ma ti duong lobo ko la ni mano kwanjo balalo ko wailo me lao kere chioli pedi do ha ko ni what a president a general mozi de doctor of ketu kun ko ni mano put pe joro me ya ko ni choi led ba go kun ko ni we do ko balalo ko tara me ya kaen put pe bi le mano be ko pa en ko bi yore ko ni ka gino donyo chal national unity platform gino bi no me yo gini ki ko ke ti ame ko ni go ko nyer pe o bi kwanyo gino ko ya poro do chik me mo me UPDF act me o twa o choki ko ni mano gino bi kwanyo ko ya penya kere ko no ame tie kere me mo ni mano adaga kere po ha me lo tie isho yo mo kere go ko ku ente ko ni mano no po ha tie dong te penya ni ana anen general di ameti Uganda kana me kaine ni roki no ni tie ron ko ni kana what you teach me you are ka chi what teach me like dege Uganda Airlines e ka chi ke dong commander don imo ngara chi ke RDCs ke DPCs ameti ngoni petiara rom yamaro ti maru yamaro ti pe ko ni premier de elori ya pola. We'll take a very short break. When we return, I will take off again with, if at all you have some partnership with the other political parties who are also in the same race to free Uganda, like opposition political parties have always said. This is Voice of Lango, and keep it here in case you're just tuning. We are hosting the president of the National Unity Platform, Bobi Wine. Robert Center Muchagulanyi. Keep it here. The oxygen is being consumed. And we will have to adhere like that.
Does it function a bit?
Yeah, it's on.
Are you sure?
But I think our
we are
population
sucking
we are sucking it too much. 3 more talking points,
Sure.
and then we get some calls.
No problem.
Yes. And then we get some calls.
Abantu mukamba akabiri akagood nalisirabanga kumbiri no onyumye tofaayo jalameyo onyuminyabo tebawulira bakompyuta benga kutamkyanga ne bakyama
So, we're getting back on air. Let's get back on air. Swallowing radio, Palamenti Kuganye Radio one now. We are bored of Kenya. A very good evening to you. Listening to Voice of Langue FM in the studio. We are joined by the National Unity Platform Party President Robert Chagulanyi. And Mr. President, welcome back from the break. Earlier on, I asked, does National Unity Platform has some program to partner with other opposition political parties?
Thank you. Absolutely, yes. We have been having conversations with anybody and any group that is pro-change. We are desperate for change, that even if somebody is not part of us as the National Unity Platform, we are willing to work with them. As a matter of fact, we were not a political party in the beginning. We started out as a political movement, the People Power Movement.
Wow.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Let's keep going. Yo.
Somebody said this would happen.
Sabotage.
Yeah, are we still live? Okay, yeah, I can be answering the question, or maybe we wait and get back.
Let's wait. Let's give some 5 minutes.
Sure.
If the problem is on our side, it will be fixed. But I doubt that.
No, but the message was beginning to get tougher. So.
Definitely, they cannot take the truth. Well, as you can see, friends out there that are following us on social media, we are in the studios of Voice of Lango FM in Lira, but the power has been switched off in the midst of our interview. I hope the power can get back on.
Maybe they can switch on the generator or something.
Or maybe they can switch on the generator. But either way, oh yeah, they switched on the generator. That was a real standby generator.
Somebody from the door can help me leave it open. Sam, wait, wait, hold on to pay my joy. And wait, wait, hold on. No, worry.
Again, coordinate direction.
badde njagala omukyala bw'anandaba yamanyi nti mba kutuyanira gwanga naye kati entuyo omuzisanguddeko bajja kulowooza oluzungu lwange. I hope the radio itself is still on.
It's off. We are still waiting for that signal to come back.
Shall the time be compensated?
Definitely.
Okay, great. Brilliant. In that way, let me prepare my English. To all those that are watching us live online, we request that you bear with us. Power has been switched off, but the generator has been switched on. We are waiting for the signal to reconnect so we can proceed with our program. Please bear with us.
As we wait for power to be back, I will ask the Secretary General. Now there are plans to translate the anthem.
So it's already translated.
Yeah, the version is there.
Oh yeah. If you allow at the end, we shall sample. If you allow at the end, we can sample you.
It's okay then.
Yeah.
We can prepare for that as well. From our side now we are on. We are waiting for the signal. I hope it's not what we are thinking.
I also hope it's not what you're thinking.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Is what you're thinking is also what I'm thinking.
Correct.
Definitely. Welcome home. Thank you.
Either way, even when they switch off the power, the message gets there even much more.
Definitely.
You know? They fear what they don't know and they hate what they fear.
Oh, so you knew this would happen, right?
It is automatic. We are not surprised.
The way the
That's how they
pressure was
operate.
come, I just need something.
Dave,
So they come next.
No,
I think first of all they didn't expect us initially, so
they had to panic.
they thought we were in Gulu and now they didn't think we would be alive. So who is supposed to give us the signal? UCC?
Yeah, UCC controls the signal, but I think it's coming back. The last call I made was telling me they are working on it. Sam, check the door up a bit more again. Check the door. Come to the door. Check the door. Okay, finally we are back. So we will have to proceed from where we stopped.
Sure.
My friends from the press, we're getting back on air. Radio Voice of Life, I'm going to make you when you tell me in a tinny, why you push a tech to 12 people having a team here. Now, I'm match. And to go my bear, can I have me one do here? I can unite medical security radio in a tinny ticket party president, I'm a nationality platform. Robert Center Muchakulani, near Mengay, bad problem with Bobby wine and a long yacht. Dear listener, I really want to take this time to really apologize for that power cut we experienced, but finally we are back. I hope you continue listening to the messages that the National Unity Platform Party President has for us this evening. And he's still here in the studio with us. We'll be carrying on. Mr. President, you're welcome once again. Earlier on, like I said, you are explaining to us your idea to partner with other political parties in the fight for a new Uganda. You can carry on.
Thank you very much. I appreciate, and I'll also add my voice and yours to request our listeners to excuse us, but also to understand the circumstances under which we operate. Now, I was saying that we are willing and ready to work with everybody that wants change. And I mentioned that initially we were not even a political party, because we started out as a political movement that sought to unite all political players. We had hoped to go into the 2021 election as a united force of change. Unfortunately, some members in the opposition, like we said some time ago, are only concerned and focused on their positions, and they will fight in a composition that threatens those positions. This came to play when we saw the DP being compromised and others to ensure that we don't work together. But still, the people of Uganda were united nevertheless, and they went ahead to deliver a resounding victory against Museveni, although it was rigged. This time around, we have spent these past 5 years in conversations with various people, including Dr. Kiza Besigye and his team, General Mugisha Muntu and his team. We've had a conversation with our brother, Jimmy Akena and his team, and many others. The agenda is to get all the people that are tired of the Museveni dictatorship to work together. And we hope by the time of the 2026 election, we will have garnered a substantial, membership in that coalition of the willing to see that we push together for the change that we so badly need.
Thank you so much. With radio, Eroko Neman Chalo, Party National Unity Platform, in Miragitia, Dumo Total, mena ni mano ke gina lo hala haitera melo Uganda da gin tikere gena lu tual kere miri mena de ka chike pario kene mena jalo nyo mena cheli ni mena ni mano kelo alo hala haitera meti ni no ko ni ka utu no de ka chike e jo busu ento member so kene me tigini paria pat gina no tigini ka chike ni no gi mena kene pa ka pe gi ken ge to ni endo ti ku be gi no ko ka chike pari o ken ko bra pori mano party bala mano Democratic Party chawni tiame dum gindu ti otayo ko bod government ame ko jono ko nino jame ticket ginu pe yore ko ni chawni gindu ko ka ticket jimi akena ko ka ticket mugisha muntu mano mena ni mano ka ticket party keno ame dan ticket neno ke tamri chunya chiel mena ni mano laro lo Uganda ilo chameti now Mr. Party President I would also ask you to make your comments. Today we've had a High Court ruling that has seen us see the shortest time of a member of parliament in the parliament. Even you went to parliament through by-election, but yours wasn't that short. As a party, what will you make for areas Luimbazi, Nalukoola?
Thank you very much. It's interesting. It is not only the shortest period that a member of parliament has been in parliament, but it has been a case of very many firsts. It is the first election where you see an armored vehicle member getting into the polling station during voting. The first time where you see a person elected to be a member of parliament, but they are delayed unreasonably to be gazetted. And even when they are gazetted, the first time you see a member of parliament being sworn in the speaker's office and not the chambers of parliament. So it has been so many cases that are unprecedented, but also it has been probably the shortest election petition. There are many other petitions that are not even yet decided, but this was decided in just a number of days. Why? Because the courts are not independent. Here comes a situation where the world has been watching the military, which is under the control of General Museveni, brutalize a candidate, brutalize people in uniform and in plain clothes, where it is known. But now, the victim was turned into a culprit. And yes, they went ahead, Judge Naamanya went ahead to, overturn the election of Honorable Nalukoola. We've seen that, and like it was said by Honorable Nalukoola himself, that it was not him on trial, but it was the court on trial. And the court has gone ahead to expose itself. We, as a national unity platform, of course will challenge it in the appellate court. But we also know that since the judiciary is not independent, if the court of appeal does the same thing, we are more than happy to go back to the people of Kawempe, and they will once again deliver an even more resounding victory against Museveni, like they have historically done. For the last more than 25 years, the NRM has never won that seat. The people have always put their feet down. This was the beginning of a protest vote. And the shameless Museveni and his regime just won't take no for an answer from the people of Kawempe. We know where the people stand. The people know where they stand. And they will, any time of the day, any time of the week, and twice on Sunday, deliver that humiliating defeat against General Museveni.
Electoral Commission Act dictates that if it's 6 months to general election, by-elections are always not held. This May to the people of Kawempe North, will it be from the party as National Unity Platform or?
Well, we are appealing against that judgment. And when we appeal against it, then the Honorable Nalukoola will continue to do his work until the appellate court pronounces itself. And should it also do it haphazardly and in haste like it was done, then we are happy to go back to the people of Kawempe, like I've mentioned. Of course, we know we live in a country where laws are nothing more than the paper on which they are written. But still, we'll swim with the tide and we will persevere through.
Thank you. Right, so in radio, party president ya penya mana penya kere amaho maneno ngola mobility tinini kangol ko paduong ngol ko monome ko ki haduong ai kot ngol mana me parliament monome kawe tumalu amano areas we bazi na kwa pedung bidu mede bera me parliament penya imanga ho bera me parliament dunga na ho ban chwe lo ni lo Uganda do por bilo bera titira lo ala na hen party president bi wor ba election endo ho riuri ente ko ni manu peka chaki achiel gi keto ko gina moti mere situation scenario moti me bere chaka ikom yero na kola pola ma achiel bere chaki me parliament bere no kalo ma achiel Mario bere chaki me yero me parliament me dum marka umon bere duonga do lala ma me no kero ko bere chaki me parliament tuni parliament e ka te kwere officer speaker ko dangi bere da chaki manu me joteru koho ikom yera ka ota ngol yunge kara titire do ngalo mo kiru utiu kara chel kero ko dangi jo wono jo fore chung jo fore bol kwir jo polo oneno pe hadung to dwal e kara me yera me ka wempe malo eto ko ni chalo do ngol ko tudo nyika chiri ngola mere gino tiame oringo do ko nyimu kiru ne o kwer ni gin pe yen kara chiri ngola ame ukatuni ana pe dangi ka do ngopien do chik me do lawyer ko ni mo do la bisiel o pero mo yar ngato ke no do balanga ayete ko ni mano of course gindo tiame chawani wor ko nyimu ki ko me kwai ka ki hori mudang na ko la potiet me de teacher chala me parliament mano me ka wembe imaro. As we get to conclude, of course you need to listen to some calls.
Absolutely.
2 and 3 like that.
Yeah, maybe before we go to the calls, with your indulgence, I take long to come to Lira, and it used to be my city, my town, especially the days when I was performing. I feel the need to send some salutations to, first of all, the first guy, the first promoter who hired me to come to Lira, and that was a guy called Onapa Jime, also known as DJ Cool. I send him my greetings. And in studio we are with our brothers, fellow leaders, Comrade Adonio Michael, Comrade Moses Mawa, Comrade Sarah Awol Angweri, and Isaac Ojok. They're amazing, and I want to salute them since time is fast running out. Also with me are my fellow able and eloquent leaders, the Right Honorable Joel Senyonyi, leader of opposition in the Parliament of Uganda, and our Secretary General David Leus Bongoya. I would really request that the people of Lango hear their voices, even if for a minute, and then I'll very happily come back and conclude.
All right. Before I let you go, maybe you tell us something about the protest votes.
Absolutely.
Please.
How about I give that opportunity to the Secretary General
Thank
to
you so
share?
much.
Thank you very much.
All right. We're welcoming our team on air.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. President, for the opportunity. So we've been talking about the protest vote because we all know the problems that we have in this region, and indeed in northern Uganda and the rest of the country. As our president said, if you see the money that we lose in corruption, that money is enough to fix the roads. It is enough to ensure that we have proper health facilities. NUP believes that women should not be dying while giving birth, but should also not pay to give birth in hospitals. But as you know, when you go to any hospital, even here in Lira, or even in the entire northern region, and by far in Uganda, you'll get there and then they will start asking you for money, even for gloves. They tell you to go and get gloves, they tell you to go and get Panadol, they tell you to go and buy even the most basic things from pharmacies outside there. And of course, there's a lot of corruption, people asking for money, in part because the medical workers are not paid well. You heard recently, just a few weeks back, that members of parliament were each given 100 million shillings to pass that UPDF Amendment Act, which has made all of us vulnerable to that military court, because now they will come to your home if you have a problem with anyone and plant a gun in your house, plant gumboots in your house for the military or anything, and claim that you've violated that UPDF Act, and take it to the court martial. And if you go to all these prisons, you'll find many people. In fact, when you go to Chitaria, you find very many people from northern Uganda. People have been picked from Lango, from Karamoja and other places, and they're not being tried. They have been there for 9 years, subjected to no trial, and they're just there in prison. So that is why we are protesting. So because of those problems, that is why we're calling it a protest vote. So when you come out to vote, please know that you're protesting against injustice, protesting against poverty, protesting against land grabbing, protesting against corruption, protesting against dictatorship, protesting against all these evils that we're talking about. And what do we mean by protest vote? We want the people to turn out massively, very big numbers. Number two, we want them to protect the vote, 100%, ensure that nobody is stealing the vote. Number three is to ensure that once you protect the vote, that it is actually announced, that the real results are announced. And you follow that through to ensure that the victory of the people of Uganda is not usurped by a small clique of people who are oppressing our people right now. Thank you.
Comrade SG.
Yeah, you're welcome. Maybe I take that before we welcome.
Oh, sure.
Now I'm in radio. Secretary General Tiame Okugobwa Manano Anapenye iko ngomi oginatu luongo gini bebe amo to be any ni manano protest vote when your GMO bolo kuyi ameno iti GMO nyuta kemoni yano ko ni manano lo Uganda chawo ni pekiti adung tutwal yor ya kajo wor jo wele jam wele na hand gloves or loki wor wele jo da hado lokere da hado do pension ne boto tuo memba gini chepeti ber piento teach me yor kom dan pe o chula ber me o pe hoti adung tutwal yor kom goni peko kenda ntie kai chame karo kene utiame odido jowa eka otobiru ni abiri yenyo turi aite no ginda hokelo gambutgi onyo kelo gini duho gi onyo richacho te weki ori auto ma ko ni kelo wore America te amenyu ngeche no koni magi bisho miyo ter je buj no kumu bala dan mor pe ko ni kai ro buj inu tino metu ma ne Uganda tia postal ameti pongere iudi ne jiera wala papat ameti ya don lo Uganda kan ko brangi mano umiyo kintu ko ni ka ja bol don kuira kema kema menyu ta kemoni iko peki ke jama resha de tieni berni mano jama no do peti abe de jonyu twetu ngi ke bol kuiri bijo ta kemo no we ye parigini menu e kala ka bol kuiri ni go hono kuiri ko na haka kwa no ka de lo yore kana me jotia me atero ye mano kitame e ko ka chegere we'll be welcoming the leader of opposition, the Right Honorable J.R. Senyonyi. You're welcome.
Thank you, my brother, and thank you for hosting us. We do appreciate the people from different parts of northern Uganda who are listening in to the discussion that we are having. I figure it's way beyond. Okay, we're changing tactic here a bit. I realize that Voice of Lango seems to be listened to far and wide and not just in Lango. I just saw a message on social media, somebody called Anguzu, who says he's tuned in live from Koboko, listening in. We do appreciate you. Look, the people of northern Uganda have borne the brand of the Museveni regime for the last 40 years. If there is any region that has suffered under this leadership, it is northern Uganda. It has suffered a great deal from the wars that were unstoppable for a very long time, disease, poverty, poor healthcare, poor infrastructure, and so on. Every region has a bit of that. But when you come to northern Uganda, it's a different story altogether. It is a sad reality. And so if there's anyone that should be fighting for change, a lot more, it is the people of northern Uganda. And you see, many times, I said this somewhere today, that many times they'll throw peanuts at people of northern Uganda. Mr. Museveni will say, I've given this ministry to somebody from the north, this ministry to somebody from the north, and he wants the people of northern Uganda to be excited because he has appointed a minister from that region. But you see, that does not change the situation in northern Uganda. That one minister does not ameliorate or better the lives of the rest of the people in northern Uganda. So stop being excited because your relative or somebody you know from your region has been appointed a minister, yet your roads are in poor shape, your hospitals have no medicine, the schools where you take your children are in poor shape, the young people, majority of them do not have jobs. Stop cheering and saying, at least we have a minister, we have somebody in this commission and that kind of thing. You deserve better as the people of northern Uganda. Recently, Parliament came up with what they thought was a grand idea, and I thought it was a ridiculous idea, to say, let's take Parliament to the different regions of the country. And they began with northern Uganda because they know the dire state of northern Uganda. And they were saying, once Parliament goes to these regions, those regions are going to get better. I opposed that idea together with my colleagues, and I said, this is wrong. You're spending billions of shillings to rally members of parliament, staff, ferry them to northern Uganda, where it began from in Gulu. And you are saying it's going to better their lives? I said, no, we have a parliament where we sit. Instead of spending more money let us sit in our parliament and discuss the issues of northern Uganda. MPs from the north are present. Let them talk to us about those issues of concern. And I told the government, if you are really serious, because I saw many people in government saying, Senyonyi, you don't like northern Uganda. And I said, you government people, if you really like northern Uganda, instead of just taking a sitting there, fix the issues of concern there. The regional sitting came, it ended, and northern Uganda remained in the state it has always been. Let's push for better. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm with radio. I tell her we parliament, PMK government, yard moko chick, mano me parliament, just Senyonyi, ko ni mano, gino to me Uganda, me po you, me ko ni bolo no pira ber piento. En ko ni kadu ti regional lo Uganda kana ti pe ho chana dot ber to me Uganda. Ko ni peki gire tie yor ko mi yore kere no kere. Ento me to me Uganda papa tere tie chiantia dot kan wurien chukule kere yo ti topa me petia ber. En ko ni kame do jo yera tiyo chunyoro ne adong lo kera no chunjo me to me Uganda me konyere pe me chelo ko ni mono ga chimo dan ma chelo de minister. En ko ni un pe mi be no kera wa hani chima tinu mor be minister chelo ni mario. De to pe we chan ge pe hane tiyo nyangu itu me Uganda ganda. En ko ni yo me peten mono jalo yom chunyer yo me ya I can't take it Allah Allah. Ko dang ni yo me to me Uganda. Mi no ko nya be yot ko ponye ke school ke yode. Ame noti ya beti. Ko ni chitoki on mo ko chik ukelo le logi mo ko ni abe regional parliament. Je ko na chaki tuma la Uganda. En gem ni chana duong go ngor pikan. En apiro ko ni temo kwero. Er jote ko ni ne dago tuma la Uganda pire. Piendo en pe ya kan. Ento en ame ko ni chana metikan duong ngor ke parliament ka government ko yopo pe ni chana metikan. Ame pero pe again ya e ka te ko ni obino donga. Manukelo pedo kan pedo da yumi kelo ben yalla hala mar kaya obeti peti. We'll be taking the phone calls on our number 0776.
May I request before we take the phone calls?
Since you said you're going to add us some more time.
Yeah, my apologies. You see, today I would have spoken straight Luo, but I wanted those people in Kampala to understand me. That's why I spoke English. However, I wanted to request my sister Sarah Awol to speak my Luo on my behalf.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, my sister, welcome please.
We radio adong party president Kodi and local level anchi. La okay me chia chake da yaki. Ento me di joy Kampala kan ken win ko kan ko mi ko lemon. Ento ende jo la minere. Sa wora me studio kan. Pe do en ko par ile passion.
Apoya tech the Bishameti studio. Kere Lord Bishameti when you voice of Lao. Ameti Lao kan. The president requested me to speak in my language, which I hope it will be translated to him. My name is Sarah Awol. I represent the workers at City Council. I am a leader in Lira City Council. So I'm here to welcome the president and the team from National Unity Platform as a leader in Lao sub-region. Then too, as a mother, I also want to welcome him to Lira. You say you always come here once in a while, but it's because you didn't have a mother in Lao.
Yeah.
But now you have a mother, and now you can come anytime. Don't even be scared of all the intimidations. We are there with you in the struggle.
Amen.
Now, Maggie Kimere, Pamito Loka Paul, Amitoni Aqua Toro Duchameti Lao, Paul Lakara, Jokoni, National Unity Platform, Oberokama Bulu. It is actually hard and it's sad for us to lose our children in all these circumstances that the NRM is putting us in. So it is better for the mothers now to join hands and we move together with National Unity Platform. Yeah. Because they speak the same language that we are speaking now. I want to make it clear categorically that in Lao, it's only me who always fight for corruption. And all the corrupt will fight back at me by putting a lot of issues, a lot of fake cases, and have been arrested severally by my party that I served the NRM. But I think it is time for us to move out and speak to the public. Whatever it takes, we are there for you. And we are there for our people. So, Lwakmelao, Anatel Lokachala Tin Lao, Danenu Chan, Pilao, and this is the time. Ni chawa me wan miru ya, utelo karachel, kedi jo ametelo ko lebwa. Eta party gwako jo ametia gwako ka degi. Amegindo tawni, they have surrounded what to eat, and they want us to help them protect their food. That will not happen. we shall say no to those ones who are really eating the future of our children.
Yes.
And they are pretending they're securing the future. If you are really securing the future of our children, why don't you allow them also to be part of the future? So that is nonsense. We shall not accept, and this must stop.
Thank you.
So the president, I want to thank you. Come again to Lao. I am also contesting to be the woman member of parliament for Lira City with the two confused ministers of President Museveni. Thank you.
Let's go, Sarah, let's go.
Not a beer official about not a board about deck. Not a beer official about not a board about deck. You can reach out to our phone numbers. Let us know where you're calling from. Be precise, brief, and accurate, and straight to your questions, because we need to save some of your time for the team to get back to your concern. All right, I will bring you to Tuolo, Gamono Katu, I take Penya. Vice of Lao. A point to Alco Keringan. Chulo Keringan? Voice of Robert Okulamite. Okay, boy. Boy, to 12. You will have pain with your can and bill penny into Pechan meditation. Why so long?
Yes, hello.
Mokopinga.
Yes, I'm Walter. I'm calling from Akokoro.
Walter from Akokoro, thank you for calling.
Now, I wanted to ask you, Mr. and his team.
Yes.
What have they brought to people here? Because they say the government has done that to those people. What are the packages they have brought? What have you said? Thank you, you are all good people. What have they brought for us?
Okay. Thank you so much. Vice of Life, hello. Go now. Yes, man, Calvin TV, I'm a Vice of Life.
For you.
Yeah.
A better weekend. Program of Party President Wanu and Pama Hopeka Morokeri.
Dickens, you go, Jimmy Quinn.
After Koporo. You made training in. You know that I want to allow Canacano. You should shoot your video on Nayawan. Kirawa and all people getting a Nayawan and the
Okay.
Never made a movie. In a channel program of food and from Wakano Panel of Venomena.
Now, boys, Trump, your penny. Vice of Life, hello.
Hello, Calvin.
Look up here. Didi Monata.
That's the Party President. One of the more cards. Anyone only like that, one of the government to have a day.
What are you?
You're just on a car. You will be lost. Now, one is Gagamolo, Uganda, with you and I go down. One thing I work so what can we do home job?
Vice of your penny. Vice of Life. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, look up here. Look up here. Morris, I got you quick. Okay, if any name. Yeah. What are you paying, Morris?
Good afternoon, good evening.
Good evening, how are you?
I'm okay, this is Aaron.
I don't know where you're calling from.
I'm living down.
Okay, straight to your questions.
With Mr. Bobi Wine, His Excellency, and then Jerry. Welcome to Lira City. I only have one word for them. It's good they have come, but I'm warning them or I'm cautioning them about the people they use they might promote them or demote them. There are some people that the songs they're playing in leadership here cannot be danced. Especially the other gender look at the suit you wear. Today you better, you do pretty, tomorrow you run into NRM. Today I'm getting you know.
The day is for the party. Can you ask your question straight and accurate?
Sorry?
I'm saying the day is for the party as Noop, and they are here to attend to you. Can you be precise and straight to your question?
About what? No, I'm telling them,
yes.
As they promote their party, because now it's about the agenda is about the number, isn't it?
Okay.
So sometimes the people they might using might join the party or might not join the party.
Thank you so much for the encouragement. One last question. Voice of Love.
Hello?
Yes, Ukopinga.
Yes, you are talking to Liana Peter.
Caesar, where are you calling from? Peter?
Peter.
Yes, Peter, where are you calling from?
Yes, I'm coming from Left Town.
Left Town district.
Yes, I'm encouraging the president of the move to go ahead.
Okay.
But she should also learn to cooperate with her to pick out the demand on the power.
Thank you so much. It was just encouragement. Fine, last call. Hello?
Yes, you are speaking. I'm calling from Lira City.
Yes.
You are speaking to Udong Abed.
Udong Abed.
Yes, I want to ask the president of National Unity Platform.
Yes.
I want to ask him two questions.
Go ahead.
Number one.
Yes.
In Uganda, we know in Uganda, Kabaka was born in the central. We have never seen or even a prime minister visiting Lango or the Kabaka visiting Lango. Now, we want the vote in the Lango sub-region.
Mr. Odom.
Number one.
Mr. Odom.
That is number one. Number two, we want to ask the National Unity Platform with one question also. Who is next to be the president of this country? Where will we put the Kabaka?
Mr. Dong, I will not allow the president to answer your question because it's about tribes. We are talking about political party.
No, actually, I don't mind answering it.
Okay.
I am happy to answer every question.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Right, so video, when you check, kaudu uchen, agame penyu dutch, bilukati yore, japola pola miotam, jokene penya. We'll be taking a very short break when we return. The party president gets the return of the observation and the answers to your questions and the encouragement you have shared with him. Due to time factor, we can't take any more calls.
Stella, no, don't do it, but you can
But you notice that we need more time
Okay, we are getting back. There's this question we are contemplating about. Somebody asked about homosexuality.
I will answer every question.
Any question?
Okay.
Me not fear no question, man.
Thank you, man. All right. The only question, I believe they are translated for you, all of them.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
And if you see I've not answered any, feel free to ask.
100.4 and 88
FM. Party President, may I use the platform, you know, dark your penny, may we pay you, Mr. Party President, I welcome you to give the answers to the questions raised and the words of encouragement shared with you.
Thank you very much, my brother. Now you will notice that I was deliberate to give a history because I am aware that so much propaganda has been pushed around. The regime cannot come and say we are lying about what we're saying, but they use propaganda and bare lies. And it has not just started when Kyagulanyi came. No, this started way back in the Amin times. Museveni has survived on propaganda. I've told you the story of how Chief Justice Ben Kiwanuka was killed and the car that killed him, and how Museveni wrote about that car in his book, Sowing the Mustard Seed. So he's accused of having been the one that kidnapped the Chief Justice Ben Kiwanuka. But not only that, the same person has made sure that he divides the people of Uganda. I've also mentioned that Museveni and his team, and these were words coming out of the mouth of Kainda Otafire when they're burying Adonia Tiberondo, and he said they used to put on UPC t-shirts and kill people in Uganda so that the people of Uganda can hate UPC. That has been his game. When they took power, they took the soldiers of Kaira after killing Kaira and deployed them in northern Uganda to wreak havoc in order to create that hate. Now we are victims, our generation, we are victims of that hate. They set us up against each other to make sure they divide us so they can conquer us. Those are the same lies that keep being pushed to see that a person, a married man like me, you know my wife. I am here. The Honorable Joel Senyonyi is married to a beautiful wife called Feb and their children. So is our SG and all our people. But to see that the regime is trying as much as possible to push the homosexual narrative, like they push the tribal narrative just because I'm in Uganda, and they push a narrative of us working with whites to undermine African independence, etc., etc. All that is propaganda. So I don't know about those matters of homosexuality. Those are matters of Museveni and Andrew Mwenda, because he has been Andrew Mwenda, who is the spokesperson of Muhoozi, has been the proponent of homosexuality. Why don't they go and ask Andrew Mwenda? Let them go and ask Muhoozi, because Muhoozi recently said he wants to remove that law. So please don't ask me about matters of homosexuality. Go and ask Museveni and Andrew Mwenda and Muhoozi. In any case, Donald Trump just stopped the money that was sent to Uganda constantly to promote homosexuality. Let the government of Uganda, let Museveni's government tell us how they were spending those billions meant for promoting homosexuality. Don't ask me those questions. Ask Museveni, because he's the one that has been given that money to promote homosexuality. The same money that gives to those pastors and all those people to attack us instead. Okay? So, ask them those questions. Don't ask us. You asked me about, some brother asked what we intend to do for the people of Lango. And he was right, because many times we first point at the problem, because the problems are all everywhere. The poverty in Lango, the land grabbing in Lango, the exclusion, the tribalism, etc., etc. Now he's asking, what do we intend to do? What do we intend to do? And he's right. Number one, but not limited to only that, we want to deal. At our heart is health care, because this has affected everybody. Our Secretary General has eloquently put it, that at the bare minimum, no woman should die giving birth. No woman should have to pay to give life. Hospitals, schools should be funded well. So we want to improve our healthcare system, our hospitals. We want to improve our education system. We want to improve our infrastructure. How come there's no train that is coming from Lango to other parts of Uganda? So we want to fix our road network. We want to fix our infrastructure. We want to ensure that electricity reaches all places of Lango, because that can be done. We want to build on the efforts and the plan of those our forefathers, because in Museveni's regime, after 40 years in power, we are still relying on the infrastructure that was laid by the likes of Dr. Bote, the likes of General Idi Amin, etc., etc. So we want to fix that. We want to pay back the people. Many people are war claimants here. Their property was stolen during the war. Their cows were taken. They have claimed and they died, and their children came and inherited the claim. They are not, compensated. They should be compensated. And this is a claim all over the country, in Luwero, in Iteso, in Nacholi, and even here in Lango. We want to fix that. We want to end the issue of land grabbing. Somebody, and unfortunately, the things that this regime does, it tries to put the blame on other people. I was 4 years when Museveni came to power, but now he's blaming me for the failure of 40 years of his rule, to the extent that they are pushing a narrative that because I'm in Uganda and those Baganda talk about land so much that their land ends in Sudan. That is propaganda. That is nonsense. I know the Baganda have Buganda land. They actually have land. The people of Lango have Lango, and all Ugandans have their land, and it has to be protected. This regime is culpable of mass land grabbing. Museveni deployed his brother in northern Uganda. Look at, I'm told that Salim Saleh has now 25 square kilometers in Amur. Square miles, not square kilometers. Square miles in Lakang. Where did Salim Saleh buy that land? In Bunyoro, they have land in miles. In Uganda, they have land in miles. They've grabbed that land. For us in Uganda, they have even removed the graves of our forefathers because they want our land. In a patch, everywhere, they've grabbed that land. We want to end that issue of land grabbing. Right now, northern Uganda is grappling with the issue of Valalu. They bring their own people, they settle them on their land, and then they say, Bobi Wine wants to steal his land. Are they okay? Certainly, they are not okay. So, that is all propaganda. We speak publicly because we want to ride on the power of the people, empower them to protect their land, but most importantly, to give them back their land. Now, we come to also the other propaganda of Kabaka. Yes, I'm a Muganda, and I'm proud of that. Just like a Munyoro, just like a Munyankole, just like a Langi, just like Anacholi. We are all graciously created in the image of God, and our identities are supposed to be our source of pride. For me, I'm very lucky that during studying, my best friends were never my tribesmen. Either they were Nubians, or Acholi, or Banyankole, or Iteso, etc., etc. Our generation is a united generation. Each one of us comes from where they're coming from. And every community, especially here in Africa, has a traditional leader. In northern Uganda, we have the Rot. In Bunyoro, they have Omukama. In Toro, they have their king. In Busoga, they have Chabazinga. In Buganda, they have Kabaka. These are all traditional leaders. They are cultural leaders, and they are very specified in the constitution. Their role is specified. So there is no way one person, whether they are in power or they are not, that they can put their traditional ruler ahead of the other ethnicities. Okay? These are leaders limited to their communities for certain purposes of their communities. So there's it's propaganda that where I come from, it's as if they're trying to say that I will impose my culture and the language and even way of life of other communities. Then where is the beauty of divergence? Yeah. I mean, thank you very much, Lord, for reminding me. this is reverse psychology, because these are the same people that are forcing their cultures and their languages on other people by force. As we speak now, you all saw Museveni's son Muhoozi when he abducted my comrade and brother Eddie Mutwe, took him to his basement, stripped him naked, and started torturing him. And his crime is because he does not know Lunyankole. He wants to teach him Lunyankole. Nobody is going to be teaching no other their language by force. You are proud and should be proud of your language, and nobody should force you to learn their language. So the things that they are choosing us of, they're the ones that are doing. We are a new Uganda, where a person from Lango will be proudly Lango, and actually will be proudly actually. Muganda will be proudly Muganda. Munyankole anitesoit. That is the new Uganda that we believe in. Don't listen to the propaganda. Take charge, you as the citizen of Uganda. And finally, somebody was also asking me why my traditional leader does not visit northern Uganda. Well, I am not the Kabaka, and I don't think it should be an issue for me to answer, because I'm a national leader. Yes, I'm a Muganda, and I'm a Catholic. But when I walk out of my house, my Catholicism stays in my house. My tribe stays in my house, and I become a Ugandan, and I move like a Ugandan everywhere.
Thank you so much. Before I let you go, there's this question about the plan that Noop has for the youth.
Yes.
You will sum it up with that. The plans that Noop has for the youth when you take over power.
When we take over power, oh, we have great, great plans for the young people. Uganda is going to belong to young people, because we have young people that have first world brains, but they are stuck in a third world country. And the only thing that makes Uganda a third world country, because we have third world leaders. We have leaders whose future is already behind them. Look at a person like Museveni. What will an 85-year-old person think for the next generation? So we want these all ideas we're having for the young people of Uganda. First of all, keep them healthy. Fix the healthcare system and keep them healthy, because our young people are dying at a very young age, dying out of avoidable causes. Then re-educate them, fix education, skill-based. We have mentioned that our education is going to be split in 4 ways. That is arts, that is academics, that is agriculture, and that is athletics, so that we boost up the young people. The industrialization, the channeling of our resources to basically face a youthful generation. And this is not to mean that I'm underscoring or undermining elders. Of course, we have elders, especially here in northern Uganda, elders that are our moral compass, elders who we rely on for guidance. But we, the young people, will be the engine of the country. And I'm calling myself a young person in my 40s, very unfortunately. But this is because 30 is the new 18 in our country. So we want to maintain a youthful mind, focus on young people, make sure they are not unemployed, make sure they are guided, and make sure they are protected and inspired.
Thank you so much. It was really, really indeed nice having a national YouTube platform come through in the studio. I'll give Lop 30 seconds to say one or two as we conclude, and then Davis as well, the Secretary General.
Thank you. Thank you to the people of Northern Uganda for welcoming our president. Thank you for welcoming our president and for receiving us as the National Unity Platform. We had a great meeting in Gulu today. We are happy now in Lira. Tomorrow we head to Eastern Uganda. We're going to be in Soroti to connect with our leaders there and so on. It's difficult, it's tough. Sometimes we take a while to get to you, because each time we try, police and the military, they are tear gassing us, stopping our meetings and so on. But we'll do everything possible to come to you. Thank you and good day.
Thank you so much, the Secretary General.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's been a great honor being in the studios of Voice of Lango. Of course, they tried to sabotage. We are still on a generator, but we are glad that we can speak to you. For me, the final message I want to give to the people of Lango and the people of Northern Uganda is that you should stop being compromised during elections. The government does not like you, the regime does not like you, but every time you go for elections, they come with their very big vehicles, park all the money they have stolen, and come and start distributing the money because they have made you very poor, they have impoverished you. They start giving you 2,000 shillings to give them your vote for the next 5 years. And after you give them that vote, they again disappear from you. So that's why you people need to understand the power of your vote. You need to understand that you are the bosses, that these people just want to use you to get a vote and then abandon you. The poverty levels in Lango, the poverty levels in Acholi, the poverty levels in West Nile and Karamoja are sickening. I mean, I was just looking at the UBOS report, and majority of the people in northern Uganda still live in huts. Majority of the people in northern Uganda do not have electricity. You do not have access to clean water. These are things that you should be able to get if you vote for the right government. So, trust the National Unity Platform, trust President Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert, and I can assure you people of northern Uganda, you will never regret.
Thank you so much to your listener. It has been nice having you on board, listening in to the messages from the National Unity Platform. That brings us to the end. We look forward to hosting you more at Voice of Lango.
Thank you very much for having us. Afoyo Matek, Afoyo Tutwar. People power, our power. Our power, people power. Thank you very much, Lango. Thank you very much, Northern Uganda.
Calvin, yes, we're going to have
Please pardon us for spilling water here. We are only trying to baptize the
Okay, mbadde mbagamba nti mwebale nnyo mwebakirizala mwenna abalero tuli ku musaliwa jona musali
Are we allowed to smile?
Even to cry.
Very good. Yes, madde mbagamba nti twasoose eggulo era kati tuli eno kulangula enkyawe tugenda okubeera tukwatagana olunaku lw'enkya tugenda kubeerera situlumulira. Bye bye. Good night. Love you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for sharing. Love you so much. Thank you for subscribe for our YouTube channel. I really. Okay, kati sawa ya kuyiriba kunonya wa kusula. Bye bye. Aniono, thanks Sabra for the service. You are welcome. Big up Mr. President. Yeah, so may God bless you and protect you. Amen. 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 Team hiyo atenge follow my guys. It's a big team. Mujiraba. Ati kwetutuuka bagamba bebo bawo boya basanga baviire thanks mukyala Giant for the service. Kale muzikirize mbasibule musule bulungi mweraba.